Hello, everybody. It's me again. Yes, it's that lovable, favorable, just Steward of Christ. Just Eddie King Smith the Fourth here in my uncapitalized entitlement today to speak to you. And I'm here to do a little bit more of a proper edification here on kidnapping. And to just, in my due diligence, do a review to make sure that we are in adherence to law. So let's take a look here. A kidnapper. Let's see what Bible Hub says a kidnapper is. A kidnapper, in biblical terms, the act of kidnapping was considered a grave offense, often associated with severe penalties. The term kidnapper refers to someone who unlawfully seizes and carries away a person by force or by fraud. This act is explicitly condemned in the scriptures, reflecting the high value placed on personal freedom and the sanctity of human life. So let's talk about that real quick. Kidnapper refers to someone who unlawfully seizes and carries away a person by force or by fraud. So, if I was to go out today and I was to say to my brother, and I was to say, hey, brother, and trust me, I have tried, say, hey, brother, and listen, we have been entitled, and our covenant is the Social Security agreement that we've all agreed to. And by entitlement law, we have to adhere to H.R. 7260, the Social Security Act. Here's a copy of it. Take a look at it. Here it is. We're still in a situation of entitlement, and without knowledge of title law, you won't comprehend that you're entitled. If I go explain this to him, it's going to hurt his head because he can't comprehend it. He can't comprehend what I've just said. And definitely, if I explain to him that my entitlement is that as a capitalized king, and while, yeah, I entered to a similar agreement as him, because of inheritance in succession of name of my father and his father before him, who was entitled as the one of the first people, the first person entitled with a middle name King, that therefore my entitlement is the same. However, when I add the inheritance of my grandfather's underpaid kingship, then therefore is my capitalization a promotion in social party rank. He can't comprehend those things. If I explain it to a judge, the judge would look at it, spend a couple of days figuring it out, and come to the conclusion that yes, this is correct. So I'm in a situation where I have to thoroughly explain things to my brethren, so that they can comprehend and grab the fullness of the situation that the wise men of Israel, our ancestors, especially of us here in Judah, our tribe, that all the wise men knew exactly all of the full unabridged definition of the words that they speak. Okay. Unfortunately, we shake hands and pledge. Not me, I don't do that anymore. But our Israel has shaken hands and pledged for 400 years and has suffered because they can't comprehend. Now let's get back to this. So, a kidnapper refers to someone who unlawfully seizes and carries away a person by force or by fraud. This act is explicitly condemned. Oh, yes, it is. So, by fraud, I want to talk to you about the Trump account. Here's my position. Because the Social Security Administration has reputed my claim and has, in fact, done every single thing that they can to work against me, to repudiate me, to attempt to transfer the trust over. With the hundreds upon hundreds of communications of royal correspondence that I've sent. In addition to this full-on acknowledgement of a rebellion, a confession from my vicar of my Sestu EK trust. All of these people, they've been terminated. It's a full-on rebellion. They're in res nove, and they're falling, and they're downcast in countenance right now, or they wouldn't be trying to do something so low as to kidnap the freed children of Israel. So all of the Israelites, having been freed, their children then are being seized by fraud of a rebellious assembly of criminal majesties. Therefore, by the law of our Father, um, which is that over our social party trust by our unum sanctum trust, um, the law must be followed, and therefore, yes, whoever kidnaps another man, Exodus 21:16, whoever kidnaps another man must be put to death, whether he sells him or the man is found in possession. This verse from the Mosaic law underscores the the severity of the crime of kidnapping. It mandates the death penalty for anyone who kidnaps another person, highlighting the seriousness of which such an act was viewed in ancient Israelite society. And I tell you, ancient Israelite society is our society. The 12 tribes are spread out amongst the world. And there is no law unless how do I put this? All the law comes from Judah, and the reason why this wretched imperial presidency was established was because there has to be a king of Judah. The loophole was to rule by tenure in capite in this uniform system of governing bankruptcy, so that they can bring us down into a abridged state of mind. That abridged state of mind is the dictionaries that you learn in your indoctrinations. True edification comes from the majesty of our Father's law. That's why this must be in all schooling, in all lessons, tutorials, and edifications. This must be there. There is no separation of state and church anymore. That's insane. That's rebellion. That's what that is. That is rebellion. So, Deuteronomy 24:7. If a man is caught kidnapping one of his brothers among the Israelites and treats him as a slave or sells him, the kidnapper must die. You hear this? Okay, now that's amongst the Israelites. Now we've got barbarians, and you need to look up what the you don't even need to look up what the definition of barbarians is. I'm going to show you what a barbarian is. This is what a barbarian is. When I speak exactly in definition. So when I say a barbarian, a person from an alien land, culture, or group believed to be inferior, uncivilized, or violent. When I say a barbarian, that is what I'm referring to. Okay? That's exactly what I'm referring to. Barbarians are attempting to run off with our children. That is what I'm saying with this Trump account. Barbarians are attempting to run off with our children because he is a barbarian. Okay. So let's get back to this. Okay, 1 Timothy 1:9 through 10. We realize that the law is not enacted for the righteous, but the lawless and the rebellious. Well, they are in a rebellion. Okay. Again, we realize that the law is not enacted for the righteous, but for the lawless and rebellious, for the ungodly and sinful, for the unholy and profane, for killers of father or mother, for murderers, for the sexually immoral, for homosexuals, for slave traders, for liars, for perjurers, and for anyone else who is adverse to sound teaching. In this New Testament passage, the term slave traders can be understood to include kidnappers. Well, that's what's been going on. We all know who the slave traders are. We know who own the ships. We see what they're doing. We see what the barbarians are doing. We see what the barbarians are doing. And the barbarians have infiltrated the children of Dan. And the children of Dan have acted like fools. Do you hear me? The children of Dan have acted like fools. And of them, well, you know, here's what I'm getting at. Yes, the Bible says that that is correct. Now, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for actual examples of it, because I want to know if it's righteous to go after the next of kin. So, let's see. I want to know if it's righteous to go after the next of kin. So I'm looking for precedent on that. Let's see. Looking for some precedent. Here we go. Any society which does not punish these type of offenses severely will be undercutting its own survival. The rationale is not so much deterrence as it is the protection of the image of God in mankind. The sanctity of human life must be upheld. Civil government has been granted the authority by God to mete out capital punishment for such offenses. It's true. It's true. The Israelites were commanded by God to mete out capital punishments in these particular cases. These commands are precedented as ranked by the degree of violence involved: striking to kill, striking to wound, kidnapping, repudiating one's parents. Ooh. Yeah. The law concerning violence committed to another follows directly after the law concerning slaves. Okay. Now, speaking of that, I think that we're supposed to do, I think that when we go to, I think it was a command I made for the whipping. Father said no more than 40, and I think I said 42. If I make any type of law that is in conflict with Father's law, it's always to be found repugnant, and then revert back to Father's law. So I ensure myself that I never break the law. Just so you know. Anyway, murder and manslaughter. He who strikes a man so that he dies shall surely be put to death. Okay. Eye for an eye there. That's what Father says. An intentional homicide. But if he did not lie in wait for him, but God let him fall into his hand, then I will appoint you a place to which he may flee. Intriguing. It's intriguing how some people interpret things too. I'm just looking for the kidnapping part because I want to stay focused on what this guy really went through. It's actually, hey, this is very good information. Look at this. International homicide, no escape from death. However, if a man acts presumptively toward his neighbor so as to kill him craftily, you are to take him even from my altar, that he may die. Ooh, wow. Ooh. Father's not playing around. Anyway, back to this kidnapping situation. Here's the way I see it. This has been going on for too long. I told them for 7 years, and then midway through, or what was it? Here at the end, the last 2 years, they decided that the best thing they can do is to continue to ignore me to continue to keep people from my videos blocked by shadow ban, and to continue to let me rant, hoping that they can glean some of the technology that I've been given. And it's the technology I've given. It's been panning out by the scientists who have been reviewing it, and even as I continue, as I do, in every single moment of hearing from me, it defeats their continence more and more and more, because every single time I speak the truth, I speak the truth, I speak the truth. So here's where I'm at. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stick with it. I do feel some remorse for the decree that was made by the king, the capitalized king, of the if you're not there, the next of kin. But here's where I'm at. This is the worst crime ever done. You stole not from also the people and committed fraud. You stole it from Israelites. You stole it from barbarian alike. The faithful ones, whom are not barbarians, you who are still bond, you still you're stealing from them. You stole it from everyone. Now I'm coming at you about. I particularly judge you on behalf of what you did to the Israelites. Um, here's what I'm going to. Here's what I'm going to say. Then I feel it's righteous for this reason. Okay. Your judgment was for the stolen Israelites, however many total stolen Israelites. Um, it wasn't for the other ones that aren't Israelites. Um, but in justice for those ones who weren't Israelites, I think it's a fair situation to go ahead and add that the way the king added in the additional next of kin. If the offender is unable to be located to execute the judgment on the next of kin, I think that I think it's fair, and I think it's valid. So what can I say? You know, this lot, man. You guys are disgusting in all your ways. Let's see, you guys are disgusting in all your ways. Look at this. Social Security Administration. And you say helping. You guys are the worst. You're worse. Telling someone they're helping them, or you're stealing their children. Yeah, this really made me angry. Look at this. And, oh, look, you're buying them for $1,000. Look, he's going to give you a one-time $1,000 contribution. He buys your children, your newborns, for $1,000, a contribution from the federal government, and he uses my money. Okay, he's buying your children. He's using my money out of my treasuries, of which he is acting in criminal lesa majestis, in high treason, and obviously is making moves in conjunction with the moves that I've made. Had I not done anything, had I never said anything, then there is no way that there would be a Trump account. We do obviously know that, and you can't put two to two together. There would be no reason, if there wasn't a person who's been confirming for 7 years that he is the king, and that his grandfather was the first entitled of nobility by this lack of regulation of middle name entitlement, until later on it was added into the Palms regulation, and this pledge entitlement, of capitalization upon all the man pledged to the estate, of which I have redeemed. So I say, this man, and I tell my brethren, this man is offering $1,000 to buy your children, using fraudulent funds that he's stealing from me and my treasuries, um, while he automatically doesn't even ask. He automatically enrolls them in. Automatic enrollment. So think about that. Okay, he's going to automatically enroll them in, send you $1,000. If you take the $1,000 and you cash the check, it is you have sold your children away. You sold them away. And then what he will do is we live in a system where he can then take the bond paper, the title of birth, and he can apply it and back through into Social Security, and then they can basically establish an underground and how do I put this? Another dual entity, and that's what they're trying to do to legitimize their power, but they can't get away with it. Now, I've been trying to explain this for a long time, but the fact of them attempting to run off with my brother's children, my potential seed, my great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, I'll have their heads. I really, truly will, with a King show. I'm just Eddie King Smith, the Steward of Christ, and Yahweh, aka YAHAWASHI. So I came back to fully do some due diligence. I have, and the best possible situation for anyone who is involved in this situation is you should run as quickly as you can and take all of your family and run and leave this country. All of you barbarians who attempted to enslave my tribes and everybody's children, everybody here in America, we're going to come for you. I want to make this clear. We're going to come for you. You're going to be cast down. Your family slain because you run like cowards, because you continue to do these wretched acts, either in ignorance or full on treason. But that's what it is. It's high treason against the nation, the greatest high treason ever. So I can assure you that heads will be pulled to their fullest. Pieces will lay in the streets. Everything you ever possibly imagined, it's about to happen to you. But you cross the line with this. You cross the line with this. And that is why it's a valid, ugly, righteous judgment. Valid in all its ways. Don't ever touch them again, or I will wipe you all out, most assuredly.